Taysom Hill gave himself a BB plus after the game. What grade would you give him, Mike?
Well, it depends. Are we grading on the curve of the expectations that were set for him? Then it would probably be an A plus. But that's fair. He missed a couple of throws. Actually completed a 44-yarder on one of the throws he missed. But then he had a couple that would have made it even more special. He completed a 57-yard touchdown pass that was called back by holding. But look, I think this was proof. Not that he is the next Steve Young, not that he's even going to be the Saints' next starter after Drew Brees retires, but that he's not just a gimmick and that he can be a pocket passer with running ability. Sean Payton wasn't making all this stuff up or just trying to show off when he kept saying he believed he could win with Taysom Hill at quarterback.
Was Sean Payton gloating postgame?
Not as much as we all would have liked, I think, but he couldn't resist at least one retweet of Roddy White, the former Falcons receiver, who I think when Sean Payton retweeted that cold take, he was sort of choosing the one that would represent all of the cold takes, that he would be up all night if he was looking for all of them.
I didn't think they were going to go with Taysom Hill. I just thought that Jameis Winston made the most sense. And I'm not rooting against Taysom Hill or the experiment there. It just felt like maybe Jameis Winston, under the tutelage of Sean Payton and Drew Brees, was going to be able to manage a game a little bit more intelligently and not take chances there. What does Taysom Hill, is Taysom Hill, is this week to week, or is Taysom Hill there as long as Drew is out?
Well, it's hard to envision them doing anything week to week. Now, they're not afraid of some subterfuge. They obviously kept this a secret as long as they could last week. So it wouldn't be the most surprising thing I've ever seen if there is a out of nowhere Jameis Winston game plan one day. But I think the more likely idea is that they stick with Taysom Hill because, look, this wasn't a huge surprise in the grand scheme of things. I mean, they did just pay Taysom Hill 2 years, $21 million in the offseason, a couple months before they ever even signed Jameis Winston in the first place. And they've been talking for years about Taysom Hill being next in line. It actually, you can make an argument, would have been unfair to have Winston leapfrog him. This is his fourth year in the system, and he's been waiting his turn, and Payton said he deserves this. The only reason I thought they might stick with Winston is because I thought it might be a harder mid-season transition to Taysom Hill. I thought maybe it would have taken more than 1 week to game plan for Taysom Hill, change the offense around him. But I think two things happened. One, we saw that Sean Payton has had these Taysom Hill ideas in his mind for a long time. There are a lot of Taysom Hill plays in the playbook. And two, he was more of a pocket passer than anyone expected. There were a small amount of designed runs, and he stood back in the pocket quite a bit. Now, one of those touchdown runs was on a design pass play that broke down, which is an element he brings. But they're not just relying on his legs when he runs this off.
But what I didn't understand, Mike, is that Sean Payton basically said, look, we have to find out what we have in Taysom Hill. At this point, you still don't know what you have in Taysom Hill?
Well, not necessarily. And he didn't come out and say that openly. I think that was a source attributed to him. But I think it's a combination of two things. It's their belief that he could potentially replace Drew Brees as a starter is genuine. So if you are someone who really believes that, why wouldn't he be the guy that you put into this situation? You can't just keep putting him on hold and keep him as a maybe. They need a starter this week. If they believe in Taysom Hill, why shouldn't he be the starter?